Alright, welcome back to part 2. I expect to see Cannon, but it seems like she didn't stay put in the foyer. Hey, Pandora, have you met the blue-haired student Cannon? Cannon, I can't say that I have. I've only met you two, Forte and Lyle. I went to the dining hall, then the theater, but Forte and Lyle really kept me from going anywhere else with their argument, honestly. Pandora laughed lightly and went up my way up the stairs. Ashley and I followed suit, and we were met at an digital kiosk at the top of the staircase. The screen displaying around the map tempered the second floor locations: the atrium, the spa lounge, the climbing center, and the jazz club. Climbing center? What kind of mansion has a climbing center in it? My thoughts exactly. Maybe the owner is an eccentric rock climber. I think it's the cater to the unique talents of various students. It's likely, since the kitchen storehouse on the first floor is incredibly well stocked. If I really wanted to, I could make my own dough here. I can imagine the others. Oh fuck! I can imagine the other ultimate cooks would be pleased with the selection as well. That's a good point. There was a theater here after all. Forte and the other ultimate performers probably utilized their room as a place to further hone their skills. Conservation project, huh? They really know how to accommodate some intense, unique students. What kind of group has the ability to provide such a vast selection of activities and resources? Where to first? I'm curious about a climbing center. This mansion was a huge if I can have something exciting like that there. I'd like to see the spa lounge. It must be a lovely, relaxing place. Echo, why don't you decide? Okay. Let's try the climbing center. Let's look. We inspected the map for a route to the center and made our way there in no time at all. See, are there more people? The climbing center was a unique place. Called for artificial rock walls in the interior of the room, as well as created some odd columns in the center. The walls reached upwards of what it looked to be 3 stories high, toward the bright, naturally lit ceiling. Off to the side was a separation locker room full of ropes and harnesses, as well as a small vending machine full of energy drinks and water bottles. Whoa, people actually do this kind of stuff? I approached the wall and gripped the artificial rocks. I can imagine how calloused and also timeless hands would be. The world is certainly full of interesting people and talents. Pandora also approached one of the walls and inspected the many artificial rocks lining the wall. Yeah, I'm an athlete, but not in this sense. I can possibly have the stamina for something like bouldering, nor do I have a good tolerance for heights. How did you two discover your talents anyway? I actually found a bit question for a second. I was just in the countryside on a farm, so it probably came to me like second nature. As a child, going to the racetrack with my father was honestly just another errand, that's it. Though he let me ride the horses myself, I felt a love for the exhilarating competition at that point. I was homeschooled by my mothers, one a teacher and one a prolific baker. They taught me everything I know about baking. I also cherished the enjoyment people felt when tasting my baked goods. Eventually, I too felt a love for the task at hand. Wow, you two are truly incredible. Echo, you are an incredible person too. Don't let labels deter you from speaking to us as anything but your peers. He was so humble when talking about the ultimate talents. I wonder if I could be able to measure up. After that brief heart-to-heart, we set out to visit the spa lounge. The spa lounge was a serene, open room. There was a pool in the center of the room with a ring of comfortable-looking massage chairs surrounding it. Overall, it was decorated with relaxing ambiance in mind. Plants and small waterwork statues accessorized the area for a natural feel. I wouldn't mind spending some time here. Pandora sat in one of the lounge chairs, stretching her arms above her head before relaxing her hands on her lap. But now that I think about it, are facilities like this meant to be self-run by the residing students? Pandora brought up a good point. The kitchen offered fully automated meals, but they still offered the option of having the student utilize the kitchen and tools. It was like the massage chairs were automated as well. The massage chairs, not the massage chairs. But to feel the full experience, an ultimate massage therapist would excel. If you consider the talents of arts, there might be a racetrack or golf course outside the mansion. Perhaps. So, does that mean that there are other facilities and activities that have specifically certain talents? Wondering about came across the jazz club. It had a refined ambiance to it. I imagine it was an incredibly lively and high-energy place when there were performances. There were table settings occupying the majority of the spaces, with a small stage in the middle for the performers. The music venue itself was stocked with all sorts of sound equipment and instruments of various sizes. The bar... I'm sorry, I'm just kind of tired, it's like midnight. The bar had shelves upon shelves of alcoholic beverages locked behind a sturdy glass case. Pretty classy atmosphere, huh? And how many ultimate talents have toured this room for performances? Many, I'm sure. It's well kept among the rest of the rooms, so it'd be no surprise one would feel comfortable here. Then a thought crossed my mind. Do you think I could be some kind of ultimate jazz performer or ultimate bartender? Have you ever handled an instrument before or mixed beverages? No, but who knows? Maybe if I pick something up, I'll soon be stricken with an ultimate talent revelation and play like a pro. Rentaros. Rentaros said maybe it's an innate trait waiting to be discovered. It occurred to me that perhaps these rooms aren't just for students with existing skills, but they're also a sandbox for budding talents. There's no harm in trying. Why not? I'd like to see the moment a talent has been realized. Relieved that the spoken out idea, I felt a strange confidence rising. Cheerfully, I went behind the stage and picked an instrument I thought would suit me. Ashley and Pandora both took a seat in the front row and watched in anticipation. I felt it like a kid going for a toy box with how many options there were. How about this cello? Go for it. Pandora gleefully cheered on me as I gripped the bow and placed my fingers on the strings across the neck. I laid the bow across the strings, and then... The sound I created tore through the air like a giant rubber duck was being stepped on. It was awful. As Ashley and Pandora flinched from the sound, but they still put on a brave face for my sake. I chuckled nervously and gently placed the instrument back where it originally was. Guess that's not it, huh? I wobbled over from the stage to the table the others were sitting at and plopped down warily. I was beyond embarrassed. Don't despair. Just haven't found it yet. Yeah, Echo, not just anyone can handle an instrument like that. I mean, I thought that thing was supposed to be played like a giant guitar. Surprised you even know how to approach holding it. I've seen performances before, so I just imitated what I saw. Makes sense. Pandora held my hand in a firm grasp. Listen, we are going to find out what your talent is. If we have to play 100 instruments poorly, at least we know we're one step closer to finding that possibility. Pandora reassured me and Ashley gave me a warm smile. Thanks, you two. Come, let's keep exploring. Sorry, wrong voice. Come, let's keep exploring. I don't know why I gave her like the chills voice, but I'm just gonna roll with it. We left the jazz club. It seemed like the room was soundproof since we ran into an unperturbed Rantaro and Lily in the hallway just outside. Hello there. Having a fulfilling time exploring? Yeah, totally. What's up with you two? Don't tell me you were trying to get a drink from behind the bar. Lila, please. Echo isn't like that. Very well, the alcohol consumption age, thank you very much. Then the sound of ringing and a voice came through the speakers. Your attention, please. All students assemble in the second floor atrium for a special welcome ceremony. People being so fucking loud inside my house, I'm gonna have to cut this out. The five of us glanced at each other and silently agreed to follow the suit. We walked through the clearing between the stairs and the atrium. The atrium was a vast opening. The ceiling of the floor we were currently on board. What? The ceiling to the floor we were currently on bore a large hole that allowed the skylight to pour in, as well as allowed greenery growing in the center to reach 2 floors up. On the ground level of it all were groups of seating and plant life, meant for people passing to relax. There was a bronze globe hanging in the center of the garden that added that extra luxurious feel among nature. Light and warmth flooded my body, filling me with serenity. Whoa! A light voice cut to the air, disturbing that serenity. Check this place out! Damn, wouldn't it be awesome if they had a mini golf set up in here? How cute would that be? Plenty cute. Yeah, sure, whatever. Art and Missy entered the atrium from the foyer stairway entrance. I was surprised to see her still hanging with Art, with the timid Sace trailing behind them no less. Slowly the students gathered at the center of the atrium hall. Cannon and Forte leisurely made their way much later than the rest of us, but arrived regardless. I saw all the students I had previously met, but afterwards no one else came. That's sad. This is a special announcement indicating the welcome of all present students. Art, Pandora, Say, Cannon, Forte, Rontaro. Lily, Missy, Ashley. There were 10 of us, including myself. Kind of a tiny class, huh? And there's only 10. I guess I miscounted. Odd whispered the same observation I made. It was true that our class was rather small, but were we really going to be doing any learning here? The hanging globe projected a screen with the same emblem from the dining hall announcement, with the announcement voice coming from the overhead speakers. The Preservation Project Group would like to humbly welcome you all to your provided safe house. As you might be aware, there have been earth-shattering quakes stirring through the planet. Earth-shattering quakes? This is the first I've heard of it. I appeared to the other students who were nodding, as if they had already been informed of this. Maybe I was in a dangerous area. As ultimate students, we've provided you with the best amenities and environments to most efficiently cultivate your skills and talents in order safety. You may utilize the facilities to the fullest extent during the requisite hours. However, do not think of this simply as a safe house. This location is more than equipped for you to thoroughly indulge yourself with exquisite experiences. The students murmured in excitement at the prospect. Please do not hesitate to think of this as sort of a vacation away from it all. Awesome! Art audibly pumped his fist in the air. Although no one has displayed such a loud presentation of excitement, the other students were vividly talking amongst themselves regardless. The projection cut out as the announcement concluded. The students began to wander again, likely to try out what the climbing center in Spolian had to offer. Everyone seemed to be breaking into their own groups while I stood still. I was excited, but a feeling of uncertainty stirred in the depths of my mind, suffocating that excitement. Do I really belong here? As far as I know, I'm not an ultimate student. No intense talents, no masterful skills, not even interesting experiences. I started to feel sick with anxiety. Hey Echo, I'm going to beat this bout with Pandora. Would you like to join us? No thanks. You two go on ahead. I'm actually feeling a little tired from the running around. I think I'll just take a nap. Ashley looked at me with a silent, understanding eyes. Alright then, if you change your mind, you know where to find us. She gave me another quick hug before pairing off with Pandora. Ash, why don't you tell me about your talent? I drudged down the stairs back to the first foyer. There I saw Cannon in almost the same position as she was in when I first met her. She didn't tell me if she had an ultimate title when we introduced ourselves. Perhaps she doesn't have one either. I thought approaching her to ask for my throat felt dry. You didn't feel like being disappointed in the case. She did have an ultimate talent. Put plates on the corner before Cameron could notice me when. Click. That's the sound of a shutter clicking. I turned around to see Cameron developing a picture from an old camera. How do you have a camera? Oh, what do you mean how? I just thought we were just out of personal possessions. I don't have anything in my room, and when I asked her, she said she didn't have anything in her room either. I'm an ultimate photographer. I need my tools, don't I? Okay. Blue-haired Mahiru. Photographer. That picture you just took. Suddenly had me to develop a photo. It was a picture of my back as I was leaving to avoid speaking to her. I thought she hadn't noticed me. This... I know what you're thinking. It's a horrible picture of you. I know it is. To the average person, anyway. Confused, I stared at the photo longer. I'm not a portrait photographer. I specialize in a composition form called Rückenfigur, which literally translates to back figure. I handed the photo back to her. That's interesting. Cannon silently took the photo and stuck it in her pocket before occupying herself with the camera once more. I admit I didn't try to sound very enthused. In truth, I wasn't. Cannon did have an ultimate talent after all. If that's the case, what am I doing here? My heart and mind were racing. Am I just an anomaly? Was this all a mistake? Did I accidentally take the spot of an actual ultimate student who was made to take? No way. My voice croaked in desperation. This lavish mansion was meant to protect ultimate students. Those students and their wide-reaching influential skills. Those students whose charismatic aura reassured my averageness. Those students who were dexterous masters of their craft. Those students who created nostalgia-inducing delights. Those students who won races upon races with pure skill. I couldn't take it anymore. I can't! I can't! What's wrong with you? You're shaking. I barely heard Cannon. I left for the front door. I needed to evacuate myself from the overbearing presence of the people who accomplished near impossible feats at such a young age. I was just an insignificant bug who wanted into a lion's den. I don't belong here. I grasped the door handle so tightly I saw my knuckles turn white. But soon... Oh no, the screen was blood-colored. AUGHHHHHHHH. I only saw black. I rarely opened my eyes. I was in bed, back in my personal room, or so I thought. You're awake. I was in Forty's room. Forty was sitting in a love seat at the corner of his room, combing over what looked like sheet music before he approached me and offered me some water. I graciously accepted the cup and gathered my thoughts. My right hand was still tingling. After gaining my composure, I managed to croak out a question. Forte, what happened to me? Curious, that's what I would like to know. What do you mean? Well, after the welcome announcement, I inspected the jazz club, but was quickly uninterested in the venue. I went downstairs to retrieve my personal quarters for the afternoon, but that was promptly stopped at the foot of the stairs by Cannon. She said you collapsed at the foot of the foyer's front doors. Cannon told me to keep an eye out on you and quickly left. I scoffed. How considerate of her to have someone else take care of me. But why you collapsed, she did not say. It came back to me. I wasn't behaving clearly. Yeah, I remember now. I was talking to Cannon in the foyer, but I felt the need to escape and was electrocuted when I grabbed the foyer door handle. Electrocuted? Forte was appalled. I, on the other hand, felt nothing. I took another sip of water and closed my eyes. I felt wildly fatigued. Forte looked at me with a concerned silence for a minute. Echo, it might not be my place to say, but you shouldn't feel a need to escape. We're all being generously treated with a safe location to relax in, away from danger. No, you don't understand. I don't have an ultimate talent like the rest of you. My head dropped in shame, regret, humiliation. I don't have any skills or talents to offer to the world. He fell silent again. Be that as it may, you are still a peer who shouldn't feel outcast from the rest of the group. You must be with us for a reason. He gazed at the water cup blankly. Come, the rest of the group is in the dining hall. I believe they are just starting dinner. Forte placed a firm hand on my shoulder before offering his hand to help me out of bed. I complied quietly. The dining hall was fully occupied by our small class. Hey! There you are! Art waved at me from the end of the table as I entered the dining hall, causing everyone's heads to turn. Ash and Pandora quickly ran to my side. What happened to you? Are you okay? Folks, please allow Eka to have a seat before bombarding any questions. The rest of the class paused the dinner as I was helped to my seat by Ashley. Cameron wasn't at the table either. She was standing next to the entryway. She must have noticed me looking at her and turned away once more. Before I could confront her about what happened in the foyer, Missy placed a pork cutlet meat before me. Ashley wouldn't stop. Can't speak at all today. This is gonna be so annoying to watch. Ashley couldn't stop fretting in concerns to your well-being, so I took the liberty of getting a meal ready for you whenever you decide to come down. This is just what I needed. How did you know? Perhaps I was just lucky. Missy shrugged indifferently, but I saw her mouth turn a small grin. She seemed satisfied with having pleased me. I gave her a small smile back and helped myself back to a small portion. And helped myself to a small portion to regain my energy. We all had dinner together, with conversation lightly touching on everyone's mutual awareness of the preservation project. It was a project in which ultimate students who signed up would be placed under protective custody to preserve their skills to benefit the future. Of course, I wasn't aware. Most of all had similar stories of discovering their talents, individually growing up in an environment where they knew what was that particular skill, yet they still rose to super excel beyond the world's wildest expectations. My mind went blank with white noise whenever the topic of ultimate talents came up. As we all finished our meals, Cyrus offered to pick up the dishes as everyone else restlessly waited for whatever happened to me. Echo, you have no idea how worried I was. Ashley was holding my hand tightly. Ash, if you're feeling up to it, would you mind talking about what happened? I glanced over at the counter next to the entryway. Her face was an iron mask. Well, I was feeling tired from running around the mansion exploring, so after the welcome announcement in the second floor atrium, I decided to go back to my personal room for a nap. When I entered the foyer, I was curious about the front door. I went to go outside naturally. I grabbed a door handle but was electrocuted by it. Forte found me collapsed and carried me back to his room to rest. You were electrocuted by the door handle? Perhaps we should investigate. What? Ain't gonna electrocute ourselves? Well, of course not. I simply want to inspect the door handle for any suspicious mechanisms. We should also check the floor map again to see if there's any other similar exits outside. And what would this accomplish? It would ensure our safety, so that nothing like this happens again. But our safety as ultimate students in the preservation project's safe house has already been compromised by the existence of such a trap. The group fell silent. I'm not gonna call him Cyrus, I refuse to. Rantaro was right. It seemed we've already fallen into some kind of trap the moment we arrived. So, we're just gonna do nothing? Cannon's indifferent voice broke the silence. Cannon's right. We shouldn't sit idly by after our friend Echo was put in danger. We ought to investigate, if not as an insurance measure, but to get to the bottom of the trap that caused such harm. The group agreed and went their separate ways to search for clues. But before anyone could get very far, an announcement got in. It is now 9 p.m. All main room lights will go out at 10 p.m. for nighttime. Facilities will be closed until the next morning. It seems like we'll just have to suspend the investigation until tomorrow. There's no use in wandering about aimlessly in the dark. Sounds like a plan. We shall meet here tomorrow morning for breakfast and discussion. The group said their goodnights as the discussion wrapped for the evening. Ashley stopped me back in the dining hall as the rest of the group left. Look, Echo, I'm sorry if you felt hurt that I didn't tell you about my talent. How did you know? I'm your best friend, aren't I? I can tell when you're distraught. It was after that special welcome announcement that I noticed you were off. It must have been difficult, feeling like you don't belong. I admit, it's all been awfully overwhelming. I never meant to keep it from you. It's just, I feel like being involved with me could only ever cause you trouble. Not the horse racing aspect, but the ultimate student aspect. To get tied up with such intense people could only amount to ultimate levels of trouble. Ash, you know I'm your friend though, through and through. I don't think being friends with Ashley Westbridge, the whole scope, is any trouble at all. Ashley giggled. Love you, Echo. You really are a good friend. Of course, I love you too. We made our way back to the living quarters and said our goodnights. Before entering my room, I saw Art and Lily entering the halls. Hey, you two, what's up? We're having a strategy meeting. Strategy meeting? That has been perhaps our being locked in a mansion situation is a big puzzle. I think about it. Escape rooms exist, so maybe this man should just one-shot the escape room. I admit it's not impossible, and it sounds interesting. Right? What do you think, though? Oh, I'm not sure yet. I have a feeling there's just some convoluted ARG scheme. ARG? Alternate reality game. It's some type of game that is interacted with for different media experiences, whether it be in real life. I love hearing this voice. That's range from decrypting audio logs on a website to doing something on, like cleaning up local cemeteries. It seems possible if using an electrocuting door could also be added to the list of tasks, huh? Well, they are typically employed to the public to boost attention for a product. This is an ARG, but there must be a puppet master that's setting these things up, much like an escape room's game master. An escape room ARGs and ARGs are pretty similar in terms of involvement in puzzle solving. I suppose they're not entirely different entities. Lightly, you're such a small guy! Fuck, smart guy! Puzzles are my strong suit. I said goodnight and left out Melody to conclude the strategy meeting as I returned to my personal room. So much happened today. I felt the mental and physical exhaustion hit me all at once as I let myself collapse into my bed. To think I'd be stuck in a luxury mansion with super talented students. My life before this moment had barely been as eventful as this single day. I lived in a rather average life, with little trouble one could hope for. It was almost utopian in a sense. I never thought it boring or repetitive. It was my immaterial life that caused me to be a little more worrisome than any other person. Likely has a will to keep everything the same going forward. However, this strange situation has thrown me in a state of disarray. I was out of my element. I sighed heavily. I had to get some proper rest. The room was mysteriously fixed with a few sets of my clothing and a small personal bathroom. I felt like my body relaxed as I took a warm shower before heading off to bed. Tomorrow, what will we discover? So that was the prologue. Oh wait, no, we're still in the prologue. What the fuck? Well, I'm gonna end part 2 here.